Well, this week we're staying out of the woods. I'm at my nephew's shop. There's a couple of things that I've been putting off. Got maintenance from time to time. I'm gonna bring you guys with, show you how I do it. Might not be the same on your vehicle, but we got stuff on the camper and truck that needs to get done. This week we're gonna start up on top of the roof. I gotta check for some leaks. There's times where I drag this camper through the trees. Oh, she's tight. You know, and being tight's not that bad. It's the overhead clearance that I gotta be careful for. I gotta make sure that the edge of this roof isn't getting cut up. Let's check it out. This is exactly what I came up here to see. Holy, look at that. That could cause a leak. I even got water trapped up in there. So what I've done up on the roof is I put Eternabond tape on the edges because the corner of the roof is really susceptible to getting cuts and tears when I'm dragging it through branches and leaves. I've put some Eternabond tape down because I've actually torn this roof in the past, and it looks like some of that tape is starting to tear as well. I'd love to be able to put a metal cap along the corner. The truth is, it's not like I'm going to stop driving through these trails just because I'm worried about damaging the camper. These are just the things that happen. You just got to pay to play. The high boost antenna is still in great shape. All that self-leveling die-core I put down, still holding up just fine. It's important to also inspect your AC cover. The sun deteriorates the plastic. They crack really easily. This one's still in good shape. I'm just walking up here, making sure that there's no other tears on the roof. That all looks good. Whoa, I almost hit my head on that. The other thing we'll check while we're up here is the lap sealant. And a good way to test this is just to see if it's still pliable. Once it starts getting really hard to the point where you can't stick your fingernail in there again and it doesn't rebound, that's when you know it's probably going to need to be replaced. Another really important area to check is going to be the cap. And I'm making sure that the sealant here is looking good, that nothing looks like it's pulling up or excessively worn. We'll also make sure we check the clearance lights. This is a huge entry point for water on these Arctic foxes. I replaced this nose cap about 4 years ago with all aluminum. Had some delamination issues and I hated the look of that. So I used 2 sheets of aluminum, reskinned it, and it's holding up really, really well. Well, I think we're done up here. And then I showed you guys a couple of months ago how I go about checking all the sealant along the side of my camper. Today, all the seams still in excellent shape. A couple of months ago, I had a company send me out a gas leak detector. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing with that gas leak detector. It's just another maintenance step. I can't believe that I didn't have one of these earlier. So we got both tanks turned on. The system itself is pressurized because we can see the green. Now I'm going to just start sticking the sniffer inside and checking all of the connections. And we're going to do the same thing at the hot water heater. I've also got this auxiliary propane port. I'm gonna take the plug off, turn it on. We're gonna check it out, make sure it's not leaking. And the same thing inside the generator cabinet. And then let's go inside. I can show you the stove and show you what it actually sounds like when it goes off. Get rid of this, and we're gonna go right down to all the parts. Now in the stove, I'm gonna check out all of the connectors and the valves. And if you wanted to see what it would look like if we did have a leak, just that simple. The gas leak detector is a handy little item that I actually use a lot more than I thought I would. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a link to this item down in the video description below. I know some people don't like it when I talk about products, but just realize that everything that I've shown on the channel is something that personally I'd use myself. Next up, let's do a little maintenance on the thumb locks on these doors, because in the wintertime, they get all crowded up. This is really easy preventative maintenance. I wasn't doing this for a long time, and then I kept having to replace these thumb locks every winter. So now I started putting some PB Blaster on them, and they seem to last longer. And this may happen on some of your guys' campers too. These things, if you don't take care of them, one day you'll come out to use them, and they won't turn. I've got two products from Thetford that I'm using. One of them is a slide out rubber conditioner. The other one is going to be slide out lubricant. These seals are 20 years old, so they need all the help that they can get. And then we'll make sure that we lubricate our slides. And that's going to be a quick overview of a couple of things that I like to check on the camper often. Let's head over to the truck. So now what I'm going to do is just check out my front suspension. That and make sure that any additional equipment that I've added over the years is still staying nice and tight. Step number one, got to get the truck jacked up in the air. So now that I got the front end up in the air, we're going to check the upper and lower ball joints, pitman arm, control arm, tie rod ends, pretty much that whole front end. We'll go through and also grease all the zerks. Using a shovel like this is actually a really good way to check your ball joints because this here will give you a lot more leverage. Next thing that I'm going to do is just push left and right on the tire. And that's going to give me an indication of the condition of the inner and outer tie rods. Little play, but completely acceptable. So now up here I've got two upper control arm bushings that I'll grease, and then we've got our upper ball joint and our lower ball joint. We have an inner tie rod and an outer tie rod, so we'll catch all of those. And the way that I know I got enough grease in there, if you take a look right there, you can see the grease coming out of that upper control arm bushing. This here will be our outer tie rod. And here is going to be our inner tie rod. We can see it squirting out right there. Perfect. So on the front of my truck, I got 14 grease zerks. Every truck's going to be a little bit different depending on aftermarket equipment that you have installed. Honestly, the easiest way to do this sometimes is just to bring your vehicle into a shop to get an oil change. Just have them do a full service. They'll get all the grease zerks for you. Plus check your front diff, rear diff, transfer case, transmission, oil, the whole works. I just really enjoy doing this stuff by myself. Well, let's move to the back of the truck and then I'll have everything done that I wanted to get accomplished today. That's a good feeling. We're going to get under the truck, and the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the airbags. I just want to make sure that the mounting plates are still nice and tight. None of the bolts came loose. And on the airlines, I'm just listening for leaks. This here is the sway bar. There's a bushing on each end, and I'm just checking those. The last thing I'm going to check out is the onboard air compressor, and I'm just listening for any air leaks, checking for loose nuts or bolts, loose wires. The good news is, got pretty much all the maintenance on the truck and camper finished that I wanted to get done today. The bad news is, it has taken me all day. I've been recording and editing out this video as I go, and it's taken me about 10 hours. Just insane, because I could have got this done in an hour. But the good news is, I got to spend all of Sunday with you guys. I think that's long enough, so we're gonna call it. I'll see you again next Tuesday. Until then, be kind, be honest. We'll see you down the road.